Fit like MD, Danny Min here, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 Around the World in Time. The year is, well, it says 1850, but the year is actually 1813. And we are going to be setting up a line from the Wylam colliery to the Ledingham? Or Lemington. I think it's the Lemington docks. Hold on, I'll just check that. Yeah, it's for the Lemington docks just outside of Newcastle. Now this route will be made for the iconic engine Puffing Billy that was made by the colliery viewer William Headley, the engine wright Jonathan Forster, and built by the blacksmith Timothy Hackworth for Christopher Blackett, who was the owner of the Wylam colliery. So basically, just to the west of Newcastle was a small town. It had coal fields. The coal was transported along the River Tyne here to the docks at Lemington, and this was the route, the first route for Puffing Billy. And there's two variants of Puffing Billy, so we'll get both of them on the go. But right now, we shall build out the little route, and then I'll sort of make, I'll do the sort of detailing around it, and then we'll come back to that. So this is just a sort of makeshift coal mine, just to sort of show where my docklands should sort of be. If we go into good old stations, yep, freight, yeah, the unmanned one. This one's great, actually, especially for the start. It'll be good to have the cargo platforms one later, but this one is, yeah, this one is pretty good. We'll give it, I don't know, I think I'm actually going to give it something like 4 tracks for a change. We're not going to make it huge, or something like that should be fine. We can actually place a freestyle industry in here that can accept coal, sort of no problem. I'll maybe have it slightly closer to the water as well. Now, place that in there. Very nice. We shall then take, I think we'll take the middle tracks. So what was the top speed of Puffing Billy? Well, we shall find that out in just a second. So grab me a depot. I like this bridge, the steel arch bridge. I don't know if this is going to crash the game. Number of tracks, height 4. Normally if you mess about with this, it sort of changes it. Number of arches 2. It's not working. That's a real shame. What is it in? What is it in? It's in buildings, I think. Yeah, this. Now there is a bridge like this, the Wylam Bridge, and it'd be awesome if I could get this to work. I don't know why it's not sort of working. Let's select something else and let's go back to the bridge. And turn our errors, see console for detail. Is it too deep? Does it need to start on land? No. But we don't need to build that today, so I can fix that later. Right, I kind of want one of these. I'm just going to place it there for the moment, because I just need to check what the top speed of Puffing Billy was. So steam only, Puffing Billy 1813. Let's have a look. Where's your speed at again? 19 miles per hour. So let's make the track speed something like 20. 20 should be good. Give me that. I want 20 in sort of old tracks. That would be nice. And let's pop you out sort of this way. Now it does sort of follow the river. I think it sort of branches off from the river and sort of comes down here. So we'll do that. but there are photos, or well, not photos, but sort of artist renditions of the Wylam coal area. So it's pretty cool. You can get a sort of a grasp or feeling of what it should have looked like. Now we'll bring that around there. Now I want this area here, I want it to keep going flat. And from about this section, I'm gonna take away that section of river. Now, is this going flat with the terrain, or is it going flat because I wanted it to go flat? Don't know. Right, over here, we'll place a building. So, no, not a road vehicle building. It's not really what we kind of need. Yeah, let's make you 20 meters. I'm just going to pop this in here as a placeholder. Now, I placed this town in as a placeholder for Wylam, and it's actually it's pretty good. Actually, there was just a small village Wylam was when the coal industry was on the go, and this is almost sort of perfect. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, if I get this, maybe bring the brush size down, because in some of the pictures, or a lot of the pictures, this is really close to the sort of the edge here, and then it can sort of tail off. So yeah, about there. Right, that's going to be sort of all she wrote. Let's do that. Now, I don't think this is going flat. It doesn't have to be flat. In one of the pictures, you can see it's not really roller coaster-ish, but it's not magically flat like sort of this is. But yeah, that'll be fine for the moment. Perfect. Okay. Right, so there's our little line. I'm going to double track it. I'm also going to have a little sort of branch line that comes off up into the colliery area, because it looks like from the pictures that the village has a lot of coal buildings in it in its own right, and then but from the map it looks like there is a map that shows you where the coal mines and stuff were. It looks like the actual coal mine, or the seam, or whatever they were mining, is sort of further off, slightly to the north. But I'll double check it, and then we'll be good to go. I can start detailing. So that's basically going to be the line. It's going to go across. We're going to build up a docklands area right here, and we know the track speed is 20 miles per hour, so that's good. And then I'll fold these into here, and then we can get something going. So we will jump back when the detailing is done. So here we are back again. We're over here at Wylam. I've built this sort of coal area up near the sort of river, and the trains come in and pick up coal from here, or they will. We've not actually selected Puffing Billy yet, but we will. Actually, I need to go back to here and set this to 1850, because one of the assets I needed didn't arrive till later. I needed it to be 1880. So yeah, actually take the date speed away. There we go. So the Wylam coal area has been built up, and I've built a little village. We've got the sort of bridge over here as well. A little pier with some fishies. A lot of fishing area. The shack is sort of like half and half in the water, which I thought looked pretty cool. We've got some old boats. This guy's just going out with his tackle box, and he's about to go fishing. We've got the coal area here, which is pretty cool. So lots of coal supplies lying around. I built this as well, which I thought was pretty cool. So this is for like the trains come alongside here, and this thing tips coal down these chutes and into the into the coal hoppers, but these actually stop a bit further down, so it doesn't really work, but it sort of does. Yep, we've got the horses. The horses are still on the go. We've got the Wylam colliery on the side there, which I thought was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool indeed. We've got the little village over here, a little church. This area was kind of sloped, so it was a real nightmare placing these assets. These houses as well look brilliant. They're new on the workshop. They are, if I can find them, BH. Yeah, so they're Badger Hacks is Victorian terraced house, which is pretty good. Maybe a bit too futuristic for what's going on here. But most of these buildings are quite old. These are just the Transport Fever 2 and Transport Fever 1 assets for Era A buildings, commercial, residential, industrial, etc. We've got a little marketplace in here as well. Half floating, half sunk into the ground. Magnificent. Yeah, so the trucks can come down here. I've got a bus route as well. There's a bus route that goes round Wylam, and then it heads off to Lemington, so we'll head there now. If you see the track, I've got this sort of wooden planks and stuff. It goes along here, which I thought this was kind of cool as well, to do this. I mean, it is tramway, and tramway often has material underneath it. We've got like a random little farmhouse out here. We've got a few fields, a few cows, a few farms and things. Some barley, some stuff over here. We've got a road here, just lying in wait there. Not sure where he's going. Another farm over here. So yeah, I just added farms here. Here's some of the buses and stuff coming along. We've got like a sort of back road, country road out here. As you can see, I've not done too far out because we'll pretty much have to do more. So we'll just go the same with here. I've not built this all the way. Lemington is just sort of west of Newcastle, and I didn't want to build too much because at some point Newcastle is going to grow like all the way sort of over here. We're going to have the train station in. The train has to go across this way, etc, etc. So the more you build, the more you sort of have to delete once we get further on. So yeah, the train comes down here. Again, we've got our farms. This is where our trucks are made in the Hatter's Coachworks, which are pretty cool. Another little farm here. Got some cows, horses, sheep. I was going to put pigs in here, but there's no pigs. I couldn't find any pig assets to sort of lay down. What is this? Oh yeah, this is a briquette factory that I built, and we are actually supplying Newcastle with briquette. I thought that would be sort of neat to do, to actually finish an industry chain. Over here we've got the docks, we've got some coal storage, some sort of small houses over here, a random shed, and there's also a random shed down here, which I thought would be kind of cool because it kind of looks abandoned, and the train will be, at least it's something for the train to look at as it goes past. So we'll come along here, more coal storage over here. These are just basic industrial buildings. Got a couple of ships loading up, a couple of cranes on the quayside as well, a couple of wagons just sitting as assets. So that is pretty cool. And then over here we've got our train sort of workshop area, sort of track assets lying around. This tool shop, which I think looks amazing. And the bus comes down here, takes people down here, drops people off at the industrial area, and then it goes round and it comes over here and sort of goes past the church. The coal is transported from here. This is an old school Transport Fever 1 building, but I think it looks really great, so added that in, added some coal behind it, and then it comes over here, delivers the coal, and we get briquette. So I could actually send briquette down to Wylam as well, because the houses down there actually accept it. I don't know if any of these will. Because if I click on this, the town should be at 0. Yeah, there's no one in here. There are people walking around because I've set these buildings to be populated, but there's no demand for anything. Unfortunate. Now that's something I may be able to fix with a mod later. There you go. At the bus stop. No one there. Maybe I didn't set, because there's no one walking around here, so maybe I didn't set anyone to come out of these buildings. But we can later. There is a mod that I'm going to use later. Basically, you build out roads. You say whether you want to add industrial, commercial, or residential. You click it, and it sort of builds a small town basically around the roads that you've created. It doesn't create its own, so that's pretty cool. So we'll use that later. For some reason, these guys here want coffee beans. That's weird. It's really weird. Okay. But we'll go and buy Puffin Billy. Now there are 2 Puffin Billies, because one was made in 1813, which was the first one. So let's go and grab a Puffin Billy, the 040. So basically, I think it's got 4. This one's the 080. So let's have a look. In 1813, William Hedley and the young Timothy Hackworth built a series of locomotives for the Wylam colliery in Northumberland. Puffin Billy is the oldest steam locomotive in the world. In 1813, William Hedley and the young Timothy Hackworth, Puffin Billy, the oldest steam. For a short time, this engine was converted to 8-wheel drive. So that's pretty cool. So first of all, we will grab Puffin Billy. Now it looks a bit weird. It looks like it goes backwards, and it kind of does, but it's pretty cool actually. So we want Wylam colliery. We don't want Stockton and Darlington colliery. Yeah, we want this. Yes, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10, it gives it still good. So we'll buy that. Buy it. We shall set you to go on line 1. And here it goes. Cool. See, this is, I've actually had this model out and looked at it, and it's kind of weird that this guy sits at this side. That's really strange, but it obviously worked. So good for them. Let's jump on board. I love this fact that it's got Wylam colliery, God, I hate saying that word, written on the side there. But yeah, this is pretty cool. It's epic. Let's maybe speed it up. Right, so the horses are coming in though, but they come in on a different line because they are on a different line. I don't know which one of these is faster, but one of you guys is going to have to wait. And it's going to be us. Yeah. Okay. See, it's got number 3 on the side, which kind of suggests that there were 2 others prior to this. But off it goes. Very nice indeed. We'll follow it on its little scenic route. Now we will do a drive-by on this. We'll do a drive-by on both. There we go. Got a little fence there. It's pretty neat watching the other vehicles riding by. It's going to be stop-start until the horses get away. So I think our Puffin Billy is actually faster than the horses are. So we are doing 19 miles per hour. They are only doing 12. So we are kind of hindered. Maybe later I'll remove the horses. But yeah, I thought that weird random shed back there was a pretty cool idea. There's the house. I love this bit as well. It's kind of weird that the wall is kind of floating, but I think it looks really good. And then we can just set up for a passing shot. Right, these guys are going in, but they go into a different platform. So hopefully we will be able to get in and get out before they do. Yeah, they go onto there. No, you have to wait. But because we're waiting here, This will be fine because this will give these guys a chance to get a decent head start. That's why I sort of put the junction so far back. So if anything was actually slower, it can now get a head start. I was kind of hoping it would let our train go. Oh, wait a second. You guys need to be on a different line. Manage, Wylam, going on 1. Yeah. Forget that yellow line. That yellow line is just for a fake loco that I made in order to get some of the wagons, the goods wagons out onto the line. So this is cool. What does it say on the side? 100 coal. Must be more than that, surely. What does that say? 100? 400 something. Must be like an old school measurement. There we go. Are the horses on their way back? Don't know. Yeah, Puffy and Bully. It's a great little model, this. 19 miles per hour. Blistering pace. Considering against the Richard Trevithick locos, this is lightning. This is way faster. I was going to put a ship out there. I maybe will. Start a little bit more scenery as we come into the docklands. Right, so they are heading out. But we'll let this one go, and then we'll go and add the 8-wheeler. They are getting more full. This one's got 23 of 50. Push pause. Yeah, you are going to go, but we're still going to get stuck. So what I'm going to do is have you guys manage line at Wylam. You're going to wait for full load for like 3 minutes or something. Right, so we'll let them go, and then we'll go and grab the 8-wheeler version. I don't want to pause it, I want it to actually go. Buy vehicles, Steam, yes please. Yeah, nice. This has only got a top speed of 15, this one's got 19, so the 8-wheeler is actually slower. That's okay. Wylam colliery 50. Buy. Set you on a line. That. Off you go, my friend. Let's see the 8-wheeler. So it's still got the dude sitting there. Pretty cool though. Now I've made this track like a 10 mile per hour, a 5 mile per hour speed limit, and then it's 10 miles per hour once they sort of leave here until they get about there. But it looks like the other trains are going, so this one might be able to go unimpeded and we can jump on board, but it might be a slow ride because 19 miles per hour is obviously faster than the Trevithick locos, but it's still not that fast in the general scheme of things. There we go, so it's limited to 10 as it heads through this bit. Man, I wonder what this person here was thinking. Facing the boiler, they must have loaded it up. Looks like, yeah, so the boiler coal would have been put in this side, and this guy's basically here just to sort of watch what is coming in front. So that's pretty cool. Right, so the other two trains should be a decent stretch up the line. We are crossing over here. We've got our UK signals as well. I was going to put some stuff in here, but I decided against that. I might put some stuff in later. Oh, we've got an autosave. That's terrible timing. Right, so off we go. Puffy and Bully. Off to the Wylam colliery. Now, which side do we want to look at? This side is all just sort of trees and bushes and stuff. This side here has got the farms and the other road vehicles. A nice shot as we're leaving. I especially love the ship sails in the background. I guess those old school sailing ships would have been just getting phased out around about this time, in favour of sort of steam paddle ships. But you did get the steamers that also had sails. Right, so Wylam colliery, here we come. Past the farms. Now this one is actually slower, so maybe should have done the real time drive-by on the other one. There we go, we're passing the abandoned shed. How fast are you going? 15. That is your top speed. So even this is a relatively short journey, and a new age train would literally blitz this in about 20-30 seconds. Yeah, this one's gonna be slower. I mean, and on the actual real world map, it's quite a few kilometers away from Lemington is Wylam, but on this map, it's relatively close. Just because the way that Transport Fever sort of squashes the map together, unfortunately. I will pass the old farmhouse there. No sign of the horses yet. There we go, onto the sort of wooden tramway and past the water. See, I was actually going to detail this side as well, but as you can see, the way the map is, so the water is there, and then it just goes up. So in order to combat that, you need to lower the height of the map. But if you lower the height of the map too much, you basically just get a flat map. And we don't want a flat map, because the UK is anything but flat. Maybe if it was a Holland map, maybe. But no, there are a lot of hills and mountains in the UK. And I didn't want them to sort of disappear. So I have to sort of flatten areas on my own, which is kind of a pest, but hey ho. There ain't much we can do about it. It's just the way that Transport Fever does its map editing. But I'm sure when Transport Fever 3 rolls around, it'll be better. I was reading the wiki the other day as well, because I was tampering with height maps quite a lot and the map editor, and then there is actually a bit in the Transport Fever wiki that states that all water is at sea level, and there is no other way to create sort of inland lakes above sea level, or rivers, or waterfalls, or anything like that. Simply can't be done. Water physics was not high in the priority when they were making this, so we have none. Water is at sea level, and it sort of shimmers and ripples a bit, which is still nice. The water looks really nice. It's just a pity we can't place water in different places. So this train is going to go on a different line. Setting the horses to wait for a full load seems like it was a good idea, because they're no longer in the way. But yeah, there we go, Puffing Billy, and a 4-wheel drive and 8-wheel drive. So I'm sure there was a reason why they added 4 extra wheels to it. I'm actually surprised that they managed to get 4 extra wheels on. But they did, and this is what it looked like. So yeah, here we are at the other side. We'll leave it there for that episode though. It was nice to get Puffing Billy and the Wylam colliery sort of set up. It's actually a nice little area. If you check it out on Google Maps, it looks pretty cool. So there's also a bridge as well. There's a really cool bridge that we're going to get in later, because the line's actually extended from here. So yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. As always, if you did watch this and you would like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so. And if there is more you would like to see in the future, then hit that subscribe button. But I've been Danny Man, and this has been Transport Fever 2 Around the World in Time, and I will Catch us later.